Welcome back to the Optional Boss Podcast. We're your hosts, Josh and Tyler, and this is episode 67. Hey, Tyler, I said the right number this time. We are talking about games you would want on a desert island if you had access to nothing else. And there are a few rules in that. No online capabilities, no live services. And what was the other one?
No collections, because that's kind of cheating.
It is. As a bit of a heads up, we might be switching over to one episode a month until we can get a better schedule figured out. Outside of that, we do continue doing episodes, obviously. Let's get into the pre-ramble, and let's ramble on. Tyler, what have you been up to?
Oh, geez. So I want to say last time we were both very much playing a lot of Silk Song. I don't think either of us had beaten it yet at that point. But spoilers, we both did. And I think also spoilers, we both really liked it.
It was a fantastic time.
Silk Song was good.
It shouldn't be a surprise.
No. But I would say, fantastic game, sunk a lot of time into it to the point where I won't pick it up again anytime soon. It was a very, very satisfying meal. I had all of my courses. I even had a little dessert. I didn't fully complete it. There's still a couple bites left, but you know what? I'm satisfied, and I'll remember it fondly as delicious. That is my review of Silk Song.
The spoiler-free review.
Yeah. No, it was great. I put in, I think, just over 40 hours before I closed the book on it. And I gotta say, 40 hours for a Metroidvania is too long. I will straight up admit that. I had a wonderful time the whole time, but that would be, I don't even know if I would say my criticism, but more so my biggest apprehension with it is it's a long fucking game with a lot of content.
Yeah, you know what? With that said, though, Hollow Knight 1, I guess just Hollow Knight. I think my first playthrough was about 28 hours. So
oh yeah, it was easily,
which is still pretty beefy.
20 to 25 plus.
I've done it under 3 though.
Yeah.
So a lot of it could have just been taking the scenes and whatnot.
I feel like a secondary playthrough would be, I'd probably be around closer to the 30-hour mark or so. It's definitely one that it takes longer with the whole aspect of discovery and everything's new. And, I mean, this game is incredible. You want to see every corner of it if you are that invested. But,
yes,
it's the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth problem. I had a great time. Go away for a while.
Yeah.
So, but it was,
I'm excited for eventual DLC.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to love it when I go back to it. It's just they don't need to come out with that DLC anytime soon. I'm okay.
No.
But
I do hope that they come out, not that I ever beat the Pantheon of Hollownest, but I do hope that they come out with a God Home.
I think that would be nice because the boss fights, though there are so many, I think as the game was so big, they felt so few and far between. And they were all great. So if there was a much more concise way to get more of that, I'm all for it, But Team Cherry, you knocked it out of the park again. You knocked the gaming industry upside down for a little bit with your high quality and low pricing. It's been a wild time.
You broke some stores.
You did. You sure did. But since then, I have not had a whole heck of a lot of time. And, I thought to myself, maybe we'll get into something bite-sized after Silk Song. And then that's not what I did, as is often the case. But I finally got around to starting up Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door, which...
Oh, nice.
I don't know why. I've had it on my shelf probably I think it came out last year around this time, so I've had it for a good while now and not done it. And it's just kind of been calling to me. So I'm sorry, Sea of Stars. You're just gonna have to wait a little longer. And I don't know how far I am per se. I've only been able to kind of pick away at progress, but I believe I'm on chapter 4 now. And if I had to guess, there's maybe 7 or 8, so maybe around halfway-ish. And it's wonderful. Paper Mario, or at least the first 2, always great. And I will say, for being just a remaster, this game's so pretty. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
I know the GameCube one was a very good looking game, and usually in the newer games the like hyper papercraft aesthetic gets a little overboard, but I think they did a really good job of like retaining what it looked like. But it has that nice papery texture, like some of them have that kind of like plasticky shine to them, and wonderful.
Well, I think a big part of it, like I'm thinking back to, oh fuck, what was that Yoshi game that was very boring and tedious?
Crafted
That
World?
I didn't even, yeah, Crafted World, and not that it's paper or anything, but like if you take Paper Mario 1000 Year Door or Paper Mario 64 versus something newer like Crafted World, there's a lot more charm to those older games. Like and I'll fully admit I'm a Nintendo fan and stuff, but I feel like Nintendo's kind of losing its charm a bit with its newer games.
It's lacking that originality that they used to have. That is something that they've even come out and said, right? Like we can't do characters more
Yeah.
than Toad. Meanwhile, this game, it's got like this happens at the beginning of the game, so I don't feel too bad about saying it. But there's just a green rat, and he just wants my money so he can start an oil rig. Like,
Yeah.
it's just a very whimsical kind of character who's begging for cash. But
I do find it kind of upsetting that Nintendo doesn't want to, or a lot of these big companies don't want to do like pixel art stuff anymore.
no.
Like, could you imagine if they did something pixel art based?
You know what? I think
New?
it's funny that some of the, I guess you'd say double A studios are kind of picking up the slack there. Like now, mind you, they're also doing a lot of things like hiring indie devs to make these games. But look at the
Yes.
was it Ninja Gaiden Ragebound that just came out recently? Like
Yes.
that is Koei Tecmo, I think, and
They published it, but it was developed by the Game Kitchen.
yes, but it is also still like their IP, right? And
Yeah.
it's nice to see. And also on the flip side, they just released Ninja Gaiden 4, like a full-blown 3D action game. So that's obviously going to overshadow Ragebound. But the fact that they still wanted to take this property and do something classical with it, I like that. Nintendo is putting in live updates for Donkey Kong Bonanza, which I know you loved it. I know you did, but there's something about that leaves real bad taste in my mouth,
Oh, I'm down for that. Like, I just because I like something doesn't mean I cannot accept, or I can't acknowledge the greasiness to that.
Just greasy. It's quite greasy.
But I will say, like, I have no intention of going checking out the DLC. I feel like Donkey Kong Bonanza on its own is a worthwhile venture.
Yeah.
I don't think the DLC is actually going to add enough for me to actually care past the initial value that it served.
Yeah, but at least we have these classic remasters for a reason. And like I said, that's kind of what I'm in the middle of right now. It's been good. My time has been limited, so I'm not even sure what I want to get to next. Although, and yes, I'm going to spoil what you're about to say, but it's in my own anticipation. Because you wouldn't shut the fuck up about Final Fantasy Tactics being so goddamn good. I think I have to go and get Final Fantasy Tactics after.
Oh my god. Okay, so I'll get into what I've been up to because I've been up to quite a few things.
Yeah.
So like I don't remember what I was doing last time we talked. So like Tyler said, finished Silk Song. Then I went into Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, and that was a wonderful time. Being from the Game Kitchen, I'm still gonna prefer their like Blasphemous series, but at the same time, Ragebound was really good.
I'm excited
It was
to try
like
it.
it was a lot of fun. You will have quite a bit of fun if you liked old school games. And then I went into Final Fantasy Tactics, and back on episode 14 when we were talking to Krev, that is one that neither of us could really talk about. Like, I know there's a few titles that neither of us could really talk about. We didn't know too much. Final Fantasy Tactics, like myself and Tyler are not tactics players. Final Fantasy Tactics was one of those ones I got out of reputation, and I had to give it a go. I always said if they did a remaster, I'd give it a go. And holy fuck, I'm so glad I did. That game was so much fun, and not so much because it's tactics based, but it was done very tastefully, so I did enjoy that aspect. But it's probably the most coherent story in a Final Fantasy game I have ever seen, and grounded. Like that, there's so much like depth to it. Twists and turns as well, while staying coherent, is pretty good. And it's just like everybody's a dick. Everybody's in it for themselves, and it's
But it was delivered very well. Like, it was a constant through line. Nothing, like, there were surprises, but nothing was confusing, right?
as good as 6 was, as good as 7 was. And I can appreciate the stories as a whole. There were moments in those stories where I'm just like, okay, what? Sure, let's just go with it.
Yeah.
It's a Final Fantasy game. And it didn't. There's sections where it didn't feel. Sounds stupid to say this. Natural, being a fantasy game, but then going into tactics and everything just kind of felt good. It flowed so well.
Do you mean there wasn't any, like, hey, we're into this town to get some information? Oh my god, we gotta save the dolphin.
No.
Yeah.
Man, it hurts never playing that growing up, and I wish I did. But now that I have, I can definitely highly recommend it. It was fantastic. The remasters, I haven't played the original. I can't compare it to that, but everything I've seen is people praising it. Yeah, just a really good time.
That's a pretty fantastic takeaway. And like yourself, it's one that was on my radar because, like, yeah, everybody loves tactics. I love Final Fantasy. As much as I'm not into tactics, I should give it a go. And given that you are even more averse to tactics games than I am and had such high praise for it, it's much more of an immediate desire than it was a passing fancy now.
This is one of those things that I will always say, like, with it's kind of a good reason to enjoy certain YouTubers. Like, you tend to watch someone because you like the same things, right? And someone like me, who's not a turn-based person, who's not a tactics person, and I'm giving it praise, says something about what they're doing. If it got me interested,
it's very much the inverse to your preferences, right? It's if you say, yeah, this is a new Souls game, I like it. I like Souls games. It checks out, right? But of course, something like that, or I would say for myself, although I can't really lump 13 Sentinels, that game's something special. But at the same time, it's completely out of my wheelhouse.
I mean, 13 Sentinels, it's weird because I don't play visual novels or anything like that. The closest thing to visual novel I played is probably like What Remains of Edith Finch, which I will highly recommend to anyone. Yeah, I just turned it on easy and just blasted through that part, through the taxes part, just so I could do the visual novel stuff.
Right.
I like 13 Sentinels. I absolutely adored, but I didn't care for the tactic stuff.
It drew me in.
All tactic stuff, and I just loved it.
But yeah, it sounds like it's the battles that really got you through this. And I mean, obviously the plot with how well it was delivered. But I do recall you saying, like, the battles are actually a lot of fun. Upgrading your units is a lot of fun.
Yes.
So yeah, no, that's going to be one I want to check out.
And some of the fights that you go into, like, it's not always like random encounters. You aren't forced, like, if you come across a random encounter, you don't have to do it. You can easily just flee, just say no. So you can just stick to, like, the main story beats. And during those main story beats, like during those fights, depending on who you have in your party, they will comment and actually have story beats during the fight. So it kind of breaks up that tactics bit as well.
That is cool.
Like,
it
partway through the fight, it's like, how could you be doing this? And I'm very generically explaining it, but because I don't want to give anything away. But like, if you have person X and you're fighting person Y, but person X is in your team, they'll pipe in too and say, "Hey, how could you do this?"
It's very theatrical.
Yes.
Like you're almost performing a play on these battlegrounds.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that is really cool. See, I don't want to say bitterness, but like my apprehension. So I have played just a little bit of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, and anyone who knows these two games knows I ruined it, and Tactics itself is much better. As where, not that Tactics Advance is bad, I know people love it, but it does so many things so differently than the original Tactics that they might as well be two completely different entities.
Right.
Yeah. So, and I feel like also, if you played and liked Tactics, you might like Tactics Advance, but not the other way around. But I don't have the experience to...
I could see that in some cases, so I could see it being a thing. I don't hear people talking and praising about Tactics Advance as much as they did Tactics. Like, Tactics was huge.
Yeah.
And there's always something that's going to intrigue me about a reputation of a title. And that's essentially what this is. Like, we've talked Final Fantasy plenty of times. But like, the general consensus is like, Tactics is absolutely fantastic. Got to try it out. It's what got me into Celeste. People were talking about Celeste being fantastic. I had to try it out. I have Pizza Tower on my table because people were saying it's fantastic.
I mean,
admittedly, like, I see Pizza Tower and it's like, I don't get the appeal, but I'm still going to try it out because I want to know what the deal is.
Meanwhile, everyone who played it's like, I'm going for P rank.
Yeah.
So,
and it's like, it's
looks like a fever
games
dream.
by reputation. It's a thing. Like, that should be something that we should do a topic on one day, but because there's plenty of them.
But we have this
Stardew Valley
for today. Yeah, that one I also tried at a reputation. But that said, should we roll into this here topic there? Finally give these folks an episode?
Well, I will say what I'm currently playing is another Crab's Treasure.
You know what? It's funny.
It's adorable.
It's not part of it, but it fits the theme, you know. It's a desert island game, kind of. There's crabs.
There's crabs.
Yeah.
And because I like a good dad joke, I was streaming it to a buddy of mine because he's been interested in it, but he doesn't know if he really wants to get into it. But he's a Souls player. He loves the Souls games. And one mechanic with another Crab's Treasure is like, you pick up shells, which is essentially going to be your armor. And some shells is like, okay, it's a plastic cup. Okay, it's a metal thimble. Okay, it's a can of Coke, right? I found a piece of sushi. And each shell has its own ability, like magic attack. And its magic attack is you eat a bit of it and it heals you a bit. So it's like an extra healing thing. Yeah. But it's not very strong against defense.
Yeah.
One of the mechanics in another Crab's Treasure is when you're sprinting, you can hit your block button and you can hide in your shell and roll.
Oh, neat.
So, meanwhile, my buddy's playing some, like, he compared it to The Witness. It's like Witness was very artistic in its own sense, but this is like actually about art, and he was really into it. And it's when he was describing it to me, it's almost like it's like some kind of like existential crisis thing. And meanwhile, I'm streaming another Crab's Treasure, and it's like, hey, I'm hiding in sushi. And then I run, and one of the mechanics is when you run and then duck, you start rolling.
Oh no, so I know where this is going.
So it's like, hey, friend, sushi roll.
You know what? I thought you were going to go with crab
and
roll.
And then I fell off. No, sushi roll. And then I fell off a cliff.
Nice. Hey, you know what? You committed to the bit.
I did.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get into the actual topic at hand.
Yeah.
Games you would take to a desert island. So this episode, I have no idea what I'm actually going to call it, because games you would take on a desert island is a little long-winded. But it's essentially games that if you were trapped somewhere and had no access to anything else, what are the 5 games you would want with you, or if that's all you had? Tyler, we have a couple rules for this. As we mentioned off the hop, no online, no live services, and no collections. Did we have anything else?
I mean, I can't really think of anything else. I'm not going to bar any like specific like console restrictions. Like, let's just imagine it's some all-encompassing super console that can, it doesn't. You're not worried about electricity or batteries or moving it around. You can play whatever these games are. Imagine whatever it is. It's the Sega Mega Boy Virtual 12 Xbox. I don't know.
It's a Steam Deck with an unlimited battery.
Oh dear God. I would get so hot. But all the same, yeah, it's just pretty much, the 5 games that you feel will basically get you going because you have no idea when you're getting off this island, but you're going to want to stay forever entertained, and you only have so many hands. So, and mostly this is just a conversation about certain games that we personally feel have a great deal of longevity with us. We can always go back to them. And I feel like we did a topic like this before, but this one's got a tropical spin to it and rules, so it's more fun.
I guess also off the hop, because some of them could be PC games, no mods.
Yeah, so, okay, I guess you could also say that in the rules. So, though collections are off the table, definitive editions are not. So, if a game had, like, lengthy, purposeful DLC, so let's say we were to say, like, Elden Ring, you're getting the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. You're getting the complete
Let's just say a complete game up to this moment.
Sure, yeah, all DLC included, all that stuff. But there's obviously like no online capability. It's not a live service game, no Fortnite, none of that. Just this is a game that you can get so much out of. So I don't know. Do you want to kick things off?
Sure. So the first one I'm going to say is actually Elden Ring.
Yeah.
And it's and a big part of that is its open world nature. Like, I would rather a Dark Souls 1 probably, but at the same time, just because of its size, I don't think I would get the longevity out of it. I think it would be plastered to the wayside a bit. If that makes sense. Like with Elden Ring, there's so much content there that I could just take my time. If I did challenge runs, then I have so much stuff I could attempt to do and go through. Where Dark Souls, you're limited to a much smaller experience of essentially the same thing, just in, you know what I'm trying to get at, right?
Yeah, so with Dark Souls, I mean, you obviously have the options of like different builds, and you could be like, am I going down to the swamp first, or am I going up to the church first, and what
am I doing a soul level 1 build, or
yeah, but Elden
like
Ring,
and I mean, you get that in Elden Ring too. It's just there's a lot more there to it.
You get a world, and I mean, like, it's not hard to craft your own narrative within Elden Ring. You could do everything. You could do only so much. You could do it this way or that way. I think, Elden Ring is definitely a pretty good pick, and also just an open world game is kind of
it's going for the Souls experience with the most amount of content.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good choice because it's already a game that you can get tons of hours at, but it's also kind of got that it's not so hard to go back to.
Yes.
Which, it's the Souls formula, right? It's for the people who like it, I should say. It is very digestible and very addictive. And
then you can make your own difficulty with it, right?
And then piling that on top of the just endless aspect of an open world, that's that's a pretty valid pick. And I know open world games are often a first choice for topics like this, which is why I hilariously do not have one.
In all fairness, you haven't really played, or you don't generally play like open world games.
No, but there are some.
And I mean, I haven't in a long time. Like Elden Ring is probably the most recent for me.
I was pondering putting, because it was funny thinking about this list because it really came down to like what are 5 games that I just absolutely adore, and I was thinking,
and these aren't necessarily like favorite games of all time.
Nope.
Either, right? So
no, but I was thinking, open world game. What would I take? And I was thinking, there's Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Those are endless. If I were to say like my personal fun open world game, I was actually thinking Red Dead Redemption. Elden Ring did cross my mind for those very same reasons, but actually, so this will be my first pick. And taking a similar note from you, saying, like, you'd prefer, like, maybe Dark Souls 1 for what it is, but it doesn't have that variety. I was thinking about the original Trials of Mana, Seiken Densetsu 3. 1, it's my favorite game of all time, and 2, it's got lots of replay value with the different characters you can choose, right? So, yep. I picked Legend of Mana, because if you want variety in playthroughs, oh my god, the possibilities with that shit are damn near endless, You could do all the storylines, you could do some of the storylines, there's like farm aspects to it, crafting. Oh my god.
That's a really good,
especially the whole being able to
actually
build the world as you go. Like you could do it differently every time, right? And it's a big game and it's beautiful. Like, if there's a game that's going to just whisk me away out of the shitty situation that I'm in, Legend of Mana has it made, especially now, and I can't believe I didn't know this for years, about the hard mode and nightmare difficulties.
Oh.
It's not normally something I go through, but yeah, I only found this out recently. I guess after you have a completed save file, you go to like your little library in your house and there's a book that you can change it to nightmare difficulty. I'm like, that's cool. It just makes the game more spongy. So it's not a good hard mode, but it exists.
Right.
So, oh yeah, no.
No, that's a really good pick. And I
that's my open world game. And instead of being open world, it's a make your own world game.
Yeah, no, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So I will fully admit, like, I'm going bottom up.
Okay.
For my order. Just like in what I would pick first.
Yeah.
So Legend of Mana, fuck. That's
yeah.
That's actually a really good one. I like that.
Yeah, especially too, because like I said, between the two, Trials of Mana, I love it way more. But if this is the only game I can play, Legend of Mana, I'm going to get more out of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next on my list is going to be Ark.
How did I not think that was going to be something you were going to say?
Right? Like,
wow.
Okay, so Ark as is probably my most time spent in one game. Now, granted, like, most of the times I've played it, I've been playing with friends and with mods. But at the same time, like, its core game is still a solid time. Yeah, and I mean, I'd have control over settings, so I wouldn't make anything outrageously like taming. I think when we first started playing as a group, we went on public servers, and it was going to take over 12 hours to tame one thing at max level. And it's like, nope, fuck that. we did it. We took shift work, and that was fucking stupid because we lost it that day. But at the same time, it's set it up the way you want to play it, and you just have endless possibilities. You have multiple maps that you can go through. You have the actual story, which, I mean, it's not like Shakespeare or anything, but it's the story's actually pretty decent. It's just told through notes and stuff. Very very Souls-like, I guess, in some senses.
It's there.
But like, you have so many options of what you can do and how you do things. You could do outposts. It's open world crafting, and like, those games can be endless. So if you pair that with one of the other games that I have, you have something that could take you a long time.
So I haven't actually played Ark. Does it have survival aspects as well? Like, do you have to worry about like hunger and shelter and stuff?
Yes.
That might be a little too real on Desert Island.
Maybe, but I mean, it's so simple because like,
you got coconuts.
You get to
days.
a point. There's no coconuts.
There's no. Good. That's probably good actually, because I don't like coconut.
No, neither do I.
I'm not worried about food. Just entertainment.
You get to the point when you tame a T-Rex, you just munch on everything that you want, unless you're getting near the dragons and shit. You have so much food on you. Once you start getting like power and fridges and all that kind of stuff, and then industrial ovens, and then just cook it all, food and water is not a thing that you really have to be concerned about.
I do think
you can make canteens that you bring around with you, and salt water's fine.
I mean, it's also...
But then you also have the maps, because like, Ark does have a progression in a sense of like what you should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not just, here's your world, do it. Like, there's actual bosses and everything that you can fight, and you might be taming a lot, but there's also, like, farming, there's breeding your dinos, there's different, you fight the different bosses on easy, medium, or hard. The original map, the island, has a whole tech cave, which you really need to have a good army to enter and fight your way through. But once you get to the end of that tech cave and fight the final boss, the whole idea is you become ascended. And when you become ascended, you, story-wise, you get transferred to another arc. And the next arc, I think in a sense of story, was it Corruption? Burning Isles? I forget which one. But then the story continues on. So if you end up in, I forget the actual name. It's all underground though. And then there's a whole section where like it gets so fucked up because there's obviously like it's fantasy involved as well because there's dragons and shit. But like in the underground layer, like half the map, which is far down underground, is all poisonous gas. So you need to like kind of protect yourself, hazmat suits and whatnot. And then you got like bigger ass dino fantasy creatures. And bosses down there, and you'll have a boss in Ascend again. And you can continue ascending, and that's the whole idea behind having these different maps, is they are different arcs till you get to Extinction, and then realize this was the area where they were testing the arcs out.
Huh.
And when you get to Extinction, like outside of shielded areas and arc zones where they're doing tests, which is essentially like multiple biomes in this giant world. But if you're outside those shielded areas, there's asteroids coming down. There's like the world's on fire.
Damn.
So like there is a whole story arc with it. It's just not something that you generally look at. Yeah, fuck. Yeah, that was unintentional.
That is cool. And also Ark's got a very like strong sandboxy kind of vibe to it too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You'll be building up your bases. You'll be doing this, that, the other thing. Like there's so much stuff that you can do. Some of it's going to be tedious, but like you get different dinos to help you out and speed up farming processes and like gathering materials and everything.
See, that's going for the that's the most bang for your buck. Like I feel like that would be the equivalent, not quite like open world game, but like a Stardew Valley or something like that, you know?
Yes.
So, I'm surprised you didn't pick that, but I'll wait until you finish your list before I say the things that I think you would have. Now, as for myself, if we're going for like a vomit-inducing amount of content in a single game, because that was one that I was thinking, like, you know, what's something that the gameplay is very similar throughout, but there's so much of it that I can't even comprehend finishing it. And initially, I was thinking Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, because that game...
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh my god. But I settled on something way worse. Still high quality, though. I actually picked, so as I've mentioned numerous times previously on the podcast, I'm not really a big shoot-'em-up guy, but I don't know what it is about Darius. That game just has my attention full force, and, I picked up a couple of the collections, and no, that is not my pick, but they have come out with, it's called Darius Burst CS Core, and I think this was a PSP port of their arcade machine, and
okay,
it is stupid how much shit there is in this game, and it is all more or less just like standard shoot 'em up, but you have, I don't know, 20 different ships to choose from. There's a whole like story campaign mode where you're going through like different paths. There's challenge modes, time attacks. Each ship is like a different way of play, like, just standard side scrolling. Some have like counter attack beams, which is stupid for a fucking shoot 'em up. And it's just hours upon hours. And also one of the reasons, because like I like a good arcadey experience, the same thing but getting better at it. And
yep,
this was kind of like scratching that old school video game itch of like perfecting something, right? This was kind of like my choice for a challenge if I want to be like
Right.
mentally stimulated out there. This is my Dark Souls pick, more or less, because I fucking suck at these games. But at the same time,
So what happens if you get professional at it?
then that's where the boatloads of content come in, right? Because this is one of those kinds of games that tracks score and stuff like that. So there's thousands upon levels in the campaign, and I can perfect them all. I can try them all with the different ships. And also, and this is kind of like a through line for a lot of my picks, the music in this game is so good. And I need a good sound if I got nothing else to listen to but wind and water. So, and
but that's why you have Legend of Mana.
Well, and more, but we'll get there. But I think it was just the that addictive arcade experience that you can always just kind of pick up and keep going. That's kind of what I was after, and then to just top that off, a limitless amount of it as well, right? Not to the point of randomly generated; it's still curated, but there's just more than you can imagine.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know much about the Darius series. I'll be honest. So I don't know how much I can really add to that, but
honestly, you could take any basics like side-scrolling shoot 'em up that you know, R-Type, Gradius, whatever. The big thing, and I don't know why it's so alluring, I just think it's cool as fuck. All of the big, like, bad guy boss monsters are just giant robotic fish. And they look so fucking cool.
Yeah, I think the only shoot 'em up I really got into was I think it was called Tiger Sharks.
That sounds like a thing.
It was on DOS, I'm pretty sure.
I'm trying to think of a DOS one that I know, and I think it was Raptor.
Oh, Raptor was good too.
Yeah, Raptor was like vertical, but same shit.
Same with. I think it's called Tiger Sharks. I don't know anymore. I'm second guessing myself.
Was it maybe Tiger Heli? And like a helicopter thing? No?
No.
I don't know. The shoot 'em up genre is a dime a dozen. I'm sure a diehard shoot 'em up fan could also give me a similar pick with just as much content. But I'm picking Darius because I like the fish.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
This one for my third pick is kind of it's just kind of there. And I think the reason I picked it is because it's something I enjoy. It's something I've always kind of enjoyed. I'll never not love it at this point, even though I know it's not everyone's favorite. You have any guesses?
Is it Factorio?
No.
No?
Star Tropics.
You know what? See, and again, I think that's actually a good pick amongst, because like these endless games, as good as they are, and especially for this situation, that doesn't mean they hit the heart the same, right?
Yeah, and like with the nostalgia I have for Star Tropics, this is I'm pretty sure it's the first game I can recall playing.
Well, and it's also funny because like Star Tropics, Tropical Island, he's just like me, except his uncle's gone?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was his uncle,
Dr.
not
Jones.
His dad. Yeah, and that's it's pretty sad. I was actually thinking about this recently. We are, as of recording, just about into November, and I know neither of us have scratched the surface on the games we have challenged each other this year. I got a funny feeling.
Oh God, no.
Those aren't happening, but I haven't forgot.
One of these days, we will do this challenge again. The first year, like we're going on to year 4 now,
which is
of the
wild.
podcast.
Yeah,
which is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
When again, we didn't even recognize it on the last episode, which was October 1st. That would have marked the third complete year going into 4.
Happy anniversary!
Yay! Yeah, no, I picked Star Tropics just out of the nostalgia. I beat it plenty of times, and it's just one of those, like, it's easy enough to finish. It's not long. I could do it very quick, but it's there. It's just something to enjoy, and something that I can get that satisfaction of finishing pretty quickly.
It's funny, because I actually have a very similar pick on my list as well. And
oh, really?
I'm gonna guess, because it's a similar hint towards yours. This is obviously a game that, doesn't really fit the previous criteria, but a game that I am clearly very fond of and I could play a lot. What would you guess that might be?
I'm gonna guess Second Densetsu 3.
See, no, we covered that. That's why I picked Legend of Mana.
Yeah, that's the one
So you're close, but wrong. What else do I profess my fondness for so very strongly, so very often?
Oh God, balloon fight.
No, but that would be neat. No, if I were to actually, because fucking, I gotta have Mega Man on this island with me.
Oh,
that's just a given. But what Mega Man am I gonna choose? There's so many different flavors, and I don't care if there's
Mega Man X.
Oh, you're so close. It's Mega Man X2.
Oh shit!
Specifically, yes, and I've said it before, and I know it's like not the most favorited in the Mega Man X fandom. A lot of people will either say X1 or X4, but nah, 2 is my shit. And same reason for you, it's something nostalgic and heartwarming and all that stuff. But also, when it comes to these like more massive experiences that I'm bringing with me, it's a palate cleanser. If I start getting sick of playing Darius or Legend of Mana, and that's another thing, I took a very shotgun approach with like the genres that I'm choosing, because the last thing I want is all that I have feeling kind of samey, or one possibly outdoing the other in some way. But I can pick up Mega Man X2, I can crush it in a single sitting, and it's, if you're talking like, Silk Song was a nice fulfilling meal, this one won't leave me full, but boy did it taste good. I should probably eat something after we record. This seems to be a through line here.
Well, you're on a desert island and food is going to be scarce.
Yeah, but specifically and I could have picked any Mega Man game for this, the fact that you can do those self-imposed challenges, like this playthrough, maybe I'm not going to get any of the armor pieces, or maybe I'm going to kill the bosses in this order, or I'll do a buster-only run, what have you, right?
Yep.
There's a lot of flexibility.
That's fair.
Yeah.
The same kind of reason I did with Elden Ring. Lots of content to go through, and then I can challenge based on my builds.
Just in like the context of like an hour and a half, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
no, I can't believe I didn't get Mega Man.
You weren't far off, but you were also far off.
I was far enough off.
Yeah. So what do we got? 2 left each?
Yes.
All right.
So I figure like something that is technically has an end, but you could be endless if you want.
Okay.
And with plenty of challenges, a roguelike would be good. And because I haven't played the second one, I can only base off what I know, Hades.
Ooh. So
right? You got so many different things.
It's not on my list, but boy, was it real close to being on my list.
Well, like, it makes sense to bring something like Hades. Like, you have that fast action, you have, like, awesome music, you have awesome voice acting. Out of any of these games that I've brought up, this is going to be the first time with voice acting, I think. No, Elden Ring, sorry, my bad. Realistically, like, a solid story.
Yeah, no
like,
offense
Hades
to
is just wonderful.
And no offense to Elden Ring's voice acting, because it is good. From Software, even this like the shitty voice acting games, the voice acting is good. But like Hades, fucking on another
Hades
level.
is top notch.
Yeah.
Like they presented voice acting like it was an art form.
God, I can't wait for fucking Hades 2. Holy shit!
Right. And I'd love to put. I don't know Hades 2. I haven't looked at anything from it aside from its initial announcement trailer, and when it was actually announcing for its release on consoles. I don't know anything about it, and I haven't played it, so I can't put that in place. But
and I don't want to know either until I get my hands on it. Like, I've already been spoiled more than I wanted, and it only made it more problematic wanting it, which is good. That's effective, but fuck.
Yeah, and I mean, realistically, like, everything I've seen about it, like what people are saying, is it's Hades 1 just better.
And more, yeah, which is really all I could want. So I guess, like, the entry of Hades is with an asterisk. If not Hades 1, potentially Hades 2, but just Hades in general.
Yeah, I haven't played 2, so I cannot comment. We did say at this time, right? Like these are subject to change. This is just for kicks.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
No.
Hades. Lots of replay value, lots of enjoyment to be had. They have the challenge runs with the statues that Scully, I think it's Scully, reveals to you. When that first came out, it was you, me, and another friend, and we were all doing like time challenges, trying to beat who could beat the run fastest. Like we got diehard into that game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of perfect to have something as endless but yet fast paced, with beautiful voice acting, beautiful music, beautiful art styles.
Well,
to have.
Then when you're looking in the sense of variety as well, like not only do you have just like the different power ups and weapons that you can use, but there's also like the different heat limiters, right? You know, the fact that the game is so modular without mods, might I add, that the amount of play that you can get and experience you can get from that game, and it is, you know, unlike the dilemma that you brought up with Darius, like if you perfect it, even if you perfect a roguelike, you can still at least get those different experiences out of it.
Absolutely.
You know, if I end up completing all the content in Darius and I get the highest scores humanly possible, I gotta wait a couple of years until I suck again.
Yeah.
It's okay, though. I still suck now. So, no, Hades is a good pick. I also, unsurprisingly, given my fondness for the genre, thought of a roguelike to bring with me on this desert island experience. And like I said, Hades
wasn't Hades.
No, Hades was a strong contender. But then I was thinking to myself, what's a roguelike that somehow offers more variety than that I have also sunk a lot of time into? And initially, I was thinking The Binding of Isaac. Because that's a game that, cool, it just keeps going. But no, I pick Stone Soup. Any excuse to play Stone Soup, because that is the best game ever made. No contest, probably lots of contest, but I don't know, the fact that I've still been playing it for years, haven't beat it, it's always different, it's always exciting.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And I mean, oh god,
that's
would
the
be
gift
difficult.
that keeps giving. And that's probably the thing that's going to kill me on this island too, is trying to finally beat this fucking game. Because holy shit. And it's probably a good thing that I've stayed away from it now, because Stone Soup is the game that if I even slightly touch, you know, I'll just put a couple minutes into it. This is months. It just becomes months.
Yeah.
Like this is like people's
it becomes a problem.
Oh yeah, like if you talk to people who are like, you know, let's say like World of Warcraft addiction kind of stuff, and they're just like, oh, I just want to pop in, you know, see what's changed, and dedicated to it entirely. And that's this fucking game to me. And the hilarious part is, for anyone who doesn't know with Stone Soup, the fact that this is a static image tile-based text RPG for the most part. This is the most boring shit to look at. Holy fuck. But
I mean, It's not, but the best comparison I can make for someone, because I don't know what to compare it to. And admittedly, I don't know a whole lot about Stone Soup. I've done a few runs out of your recommendation.
Yeah.
But like, if you're looking at one of the old Ultima games.
Yeah, I would say that visually.
Almost in a sense. Yeah. It's a very different playstyle and everything, but like if you're looking at like, what does it look like? Look at one of the old Ultima games.
Yeah.
And then downgrade it a little bit, maybe.
And it's funny because, like, you know, as much as I love turn-based RPGs, I didn't have a turn-based RPG on my list. And though this isn't the same wait for your turn, hit attack kind of turn-based, it's every move is a turn, it's still, you know, it's scratching that strategy itch and also complementing a build, the randomness. The game can be hilarious to people with as nerdy of a sense of humor as mine can be. So, and yeah, just limit the last time that I checked a build, I don't even know what they're on now, and you don't even have to stay updated with it. One of these could last you a lifetime. I want to say there was a different race and class for every letter of the alphabet, probably. You know, like,
wow.
Human wizard, or Ant-Man artificer, or gargoyle monk. Possibilities are endless. So I'd go
Nope,
on
that's
about Stone
fair.
Soup forever, but I think I've made my point. This game is the endless problem that I can never
Yes.
solve. So that would be
The
my
addiction that keeps
roguelike.
giving.
Yeah, that was my top tier pick for roguelike. Although, like I said, Binding of Isaac was real close because that game, I think that game has just that more variety than Hades. Because the thing about Hades that's kind of like a secret sauce is though it's different every time, it's still the same enough every
Yep.
time as where
Yep.
Binding of Isaac is bonkers with how different it can get.
Well, there's the amount of choices that you can have, right? Like you look at something
Yeah.
like Binding of Isaac, they got oh fuck, I don't even know how many items. Where Hades has like 1% of
Well,
choices that Binding of Isaac has.
Well, and not only that, like when you're playing Hades, a sword is a sword, a spear is a spear, as where Binding of Isaac, they're like, I shoot tears. Actually, I shoot coiling lasers of doom. Or
Yes.
I shoot pee. It could be anything. I could shoot
It could be a lot of different
swirling pee of doom.
things.
So
Against the devil.
against or the super devil.
Or the super devil.
Yeah. Yeah. So
No.
all right,
Good shit.
what's your last pick for? And I guess you
I
said you
think
went in ascending order, so this is like your top pick, right?
yes, and
Okay.
I think anyone who knows anything about me knows exactly what this is going to be. This is Factorio.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
and so
This is your stone soup.
yes,
Yeah.
I know I've talked a lot about Factorio on this podcast to an exhausting degree, but one thing that I've never actually like really went into, like it's fun getting the ratios and like building up the factory and going in, and also with Space Age, Jesus Christ, there's so much shit that you can do. But I've never really talked about like any of the challenge runs I that I could be doing. I haven't really talked about any of the modifications, the world's presettings, or any of that kind of stuff. Like you can adjust this game to play in your favor the way that you want. But like great example is like one of the YouTubers I watch. His name is Doshington, and he has like one of the most monotone voices. Like I always say, I'm monotone. This guy is very monotone, and it's fantastic the entire time. He does challenge runs on Factorio all the time, but like Death World is what it's called, and it's essentially where like outside of your starting zone, the entire floor is essentially the aliens. And if you start any kind of pollution, you are triggering those alien bases to send out scouts and enemies towards you. So you have your starting zone, and that's it until you get a lot of firepower. So it's known as one of the best challenge runs without mods.
See, I like
But
it when games do stuff like that. Like I like when a more or less sandboxy game also has weird modes that are like we did a setup for you. It's puzzle solving essentially.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's you're turning the difficulty to 11 is what this is, and it will be frustrating and it will be obnoxious. um Admittedly, like a lot of the times that I play, I turn the biters down, just the enemies down just slightly, like down to like 80% instead of 100%, 100 being your normal,
Yeah.
where Death World's turning up to 999.
Oof.
So like there's literally if the fog of war effect wasn't in the map, like pretty much the entire map is red with
Jeez.
enemy bases. It is bonkers.
And I mean, that's
Um,
just one of many ways that you can stretch that game out to a satisfying degree.
so there's one thing I could do if I really wanted to. So one thing that the game does is like your resource patches that you can mine from.
Yeah.
The further away from the starting base, the more dense and rich they are. So it benefits you because eventually they do run out. But it benefits you to actually get away from the starting map to start building your bigger bases and your train outposts and whatnot. So, because you're going to run out of resources, you need to move on. But there is actually a end of the map. And again, this is one of the challenge runs that a lot of people have done. Uh, Josh Joshington has done it, and on 10 times speed, his train going at max speed. Sorry, the video was on 3 times speed. His train at max speed heading to the edge of the world took over 3 hours.
Oh, jeez.
So
there's a lot of ground to cover.
Yes, and the resource patches out there are fucking insane. So there's lots of things that you could do, lots of ways that you can figure things out. And the game is essentially a giant puzzle, and it's up to you how close to the right solution you want to be. Right? Like, you could have a factory that runs like pure garbage, but it's doing what you need it to do. Or you can optimize it as much as physically possible to do everything that you needed to do as fast as you can.
And it just kind of
then do it on Death World. So you're going to cause pollution. You're going to have a lot of enemy attacks.
Well, and not only that too, you could go into things. Maybe we're going to do a much more defensive play style. Maybe we're going to go more aggressive, or maybe just go for as speedy as possible. Right?
Yes, and like with the Space Age DLC, then there's also like the trip to the Shattered Planet. Like, there's no actual planet there, but to actually get there is just fucking insane, the amount of shit that you gotta fight your way through. Like, it is going on ultra hard mode as is, just to get there.
No, I think, now, obviously, I'm not shocked, but yeah, I'm not surprised Factorio was on there, because with the amount of time, what was your last playthrough, like over 100 hours?
Yeah, it was about 170 hours or something.
Jesus Christ.
So
yeah,
and here's the thing: there's going to be moments when it's like I'm waiting for something to be done, or I need it to run for a little bit, so I know that it's running properly. Then I can just turn over and start playing Star Tropics.
This is true. Yeah, multi-gaming.
It's about it's about automation, so I just need something to make sure it's running properly, and then or populate my graph so I know it's right.
Well, and you know what? It would also scratch that itch of just feeling accomplished, right? Which I feel like would be a good thing for your mental health on this island. If you want to feel like you're stuck on a fucking patch of sand with a single palm tree, but you can still feel like, yeah, I did something today. I used my brain.
Yes. No, actually, I just thought of it. Just not that I'd pick it. I played it a little bit, but it kind of goes with your current situation being stuck on an island. Raft, which is just like a 4x4 base platform, and you got a fishing pole, and you got to try and scoop things up and then expand your base, which is a raft that's constantly moving, and then you just have fucking Jaws come in and tries to eat you at the odd time.
Don't like surreal. That'd be like watching a horror movie while you're there. Oh
yeah.
Oh no. So my final pick for my desert island, and I think this is a good one to end on because this is a pretty good culmination of all of my picks here. So what have I stated? I want a stupid amount of content, something that's fairly arcadey, and music. Music is a very important thing to me. Do you have any idea what I might have chose?
I honestly don't. Stupid amount of content with good music.
Yeah, I would say even stronger. Like, music is the focus of the game.
Oh, it's going to be a rhythm game, isn't it?
Sure is. It's going to be the rhythm game.
Are we talking about theater rhythm?
We sure are. Yeah. Okay. Final Fantasy theater rhythm final bar line. Oh, this is going to do me good because first of all, it's scratching that arcadey itch. It's got that progression. The music is music that I could damn near never get sick of. And though I said no online support, this isn't an online thing. This is built directly into the game. But the game gives you daily challenge songs. And I feel like waking up day to day, I'll have my island coffee and I will do my daily game or my daily song. And then, of course, there's the story mode. There's unlocking all of the characters, the scores, the cards. I'm pretty sure your theater rhythm, or like, was it the Rhythmia, I think was the point system, like your experience? I don't think that ever caps out. If it does, I'll never find out. But, and I think another thing that I like about it as well is the different difficulty modes also feel like playing different games. Because, if you play it on easy, it's a completely slower tempo. You don't have as many things you have to worry about. As we're playing it on stream, you got to use all 12 of your fingers.
Yes.
Don't question me on that statement. So
I'm not going to. I'm just going to smile and nod.
But no, I think Theater Rhythm is like the de facto gonna keep me busy and gonna keep me happy and sane pick for this island.
I didn't even think about a rhythm game, but Final Bar Line is actually a really good pick.
Yeah. So okay,
I had a lot of fun with that.
We'll recap what have I got for choices. So we've got Theater Rhythm, we've got Darius Burst CS Core, we've got Legend of Mana, Stone Soup, and Mega Man X2. And you know what? Saying them out loud, I think that's my 5. That's a good pick. I like it.
And I got Factorio, Hades, Star Tropics, Ark, and Elden Ring.
Yeah, it's funny. They're both very different, but we both got like... So, I would say Legend of Mana is my Elden Ring. Obviously, Mega Man, my Star Tropics. Factorio, Stone Soup, I guess Theater Rhythm's Arc. Yeah, I don't know, but I think they're both nice and diverse, which is a good amount of holy shit, gaming's so good, everybody.
It is, and it's like definitely had to go with the games that would take me a while, and I know with the Factorio and Arc, I've spent a lot of time in them.
Mm-hmm.
So being very open ended, and you kind of choose when you're done with it. I know I can with those.
Yeah.
Star Tropics, nice palate cleanser. Elden Ring has my challenge.
Yeah.
Modes and everything in it. And, I mean, I guess so does Factorio, so got that. And Hades. Eventually I'll be very, very good at Hades, enough to do full skull runs, but
so
that'll be a while. And that gives me a lot of action.
So
fast-paced action.
Interesting proposal now is, let's say your island floats by my island. What one game are you taking from my pile?
Theater Rhythm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I thought it was either going to be that or Legend of Mana. One of the two.
No, Legend of Mana is good, but Legend of Mana is absolutely fantastic, but I'm not huge on the combat with it.
So yeah, I figured that's where you lose, is the beat 'em up combat. Yeah.
Yes, where Theater Rhythm, I really like theater or rhythm games.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of music to it, and it is a lot of dexterity based play. So I think that's a lot of winning with that one.
It's very stimulating. That's for sure.
Yes.
I think if I'm taking something from your pile, it's probably going to be Hades. If I had to... Yeah, it was either probably Hades or Elden Ring, but yeah, I think I'm going to land on Hades. I just like that game a lot more. And the roguelike aspect gives it so much to it. And then now... Oh, you go ahead.
No, I don't know how I was going to word what I was going to say.
Okay, so now
I was trying to find a way to word something that would make you say Factorio.
The words aren't coming.
What? Yeah.
So I was on the spot. What game would you pick? So you are trapped on the island with one other person. So you have your 5 games. They don't have to touch them. Doesn't matter. But you need at least one good multiplayer game. What is your pick? Yeah, like a couch co-op kinda. What's the one on the island?
Yeah, that's really on the spot.
It's funny because I came up with this idea thinking, what is the most depressing game that you could bring on the island? And it was Mario Party.
Are we talking strictly couch co-op?
It doesn't have to be. That's just kind of the vibe I'm going for. But at least something that is a very local multiplayer. If you have to do an online hypothetical, but just not with online in this situation. but
So
multiplayer
LAN.
all the same. Yeah.
Like a link cable.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm gonna say Factorio.
You know what? I don't know if that's more or less toxic than my pick, because my pick is going to be Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's just, like I said, it's great, but it's also probably toxic as fuck. So
Yeah, I could see that getting fights.
you can play Smash Bros for hours, but like just have that one day where one person's not doing it, or one of the two people just ends up getting exponentially better than the other one. Like, hey, that's a shitty pick now.
Yeah, that's getting a controller thrown.
Yeah, yeah.
I
See,
should have had
okay.
that.
If I wanted something where we can all get along, I would have said Stardew. Stardew is a perfect like endless companion game, which is also one that I thought about on my list, but like my solo to multiplayer experience is completely different. That game's so much more fun multiplayer.
Yeah.
So I guess upon reflection, I should say Stardew. No, I'm still going with Smash Bros.
And see, like, Factorio on your own. Clearly, I've done it a lot.
Yeah.
It's good, but with friends and like people have done like 100-player servers, so I'm not supposed to allow that much. But
They're all ants.
No, not when it takes 3 hours on a three times speed video.
Jeez.
To reach the edge of the world. Like even if you wanted to go do your own factory, there's so much space to do that. But being able to work something out with someone and build twice as fast, and then be able to do puzzle solving with one another, and also combat with one another.
Do have a good variety there, yeah.
There's a lot of different choices that you can do, and a second person on Death World would be fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that definitely fits the more cooperative vibe of like a Stardew game, as opposed to, well, you can be Donkey Kong, and I'm just gonna win with Mega Man again and again and again, and then I get drowned.
Now, if we're talking strictly like local co-op or local multiplayer,
yeah,
I would probably go. I'm going to pick two that are very similar to each other. Is Overcooked or Played Up.
Okay, so more or less interchangeable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Stardew is a very good choice, but I'm kind of looking for like silly fun.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and I think
I got a lot. I got a lot of like world crafting ones. Stardew, I can do more. I kind of prefer it solo.
Well, and I think the thing with Stardew too is like once you've made it, what do you do?
I mean, you got the extra content and everything, but like, do you just restart?
Yeah. Just try a new farm. Give it an even dumber name.
Yep. Where with like Factorio, you are going to there's always something that you can be doing.
I always call my farm Nada. Because then they always address it as not a farm.
I always called it Bull's Hit.
Bull's Hit Farm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or in other words, if you say it the way that it's spelt, Bullshit Farm.
Bullshit.
So
Stardew's a good time. Well,
yeah.
What
Human Fall Flat would be also good, but there's not enough content there.
I've never done Human Fall Flat, but I've seen recently that it has sold a lot of copies.
Yes, it is. It's a lot of fun. If you ever get a chance, anyone, and with friends, Human Fall Flat, it's just silly fun. But that's.
I think that's a good. And like I said, like I had a real hard time. Like it wasn't hard to pick my 5; it was hard to not pick others. And
yeah, I had a bit of a hard time because I wanted a decent enough balance.
Mm-hmm.
But there's quite a few choices, and it's like I'd love to have a proper story game instead of Star Tropics.
But then, what do you do once you've done it?
Yeah,
like
I don't know how long I'm going to be stuck out there.
Something that I was strongly contemplating for a bit was, like I said before, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. But as massive as that game is with the amount that it has to offer, when it's done, like, well, one, I'm going to be pissed off that I'm never going to get part 3, and 2, it's always going to be the same story every time, right? I'm like, oh, here comes Sephiroth again.
How did these people get here?
Yeah.
Because I didn't have part 1.
Yeah, so it would have been a good pick, but I'll just have to play that on land, I suppose.
Yeah.
If I could get the whole trilogy, that would be cool. But that would break the rules, because no collections.
I guess it would be a collection, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they are 3 separate games.
But still technically one game.
One day. It might be 4, for all we know.
Yeah.
So, but what do you think? Should we wrap this one up here?
I think we should wrap it up. Again, apologize for no episode on the 15th. Both of us have been very, very busy with life. A lot of curveballs recently. But so that's why we are in talks anyways of just doing one episode on the first of each month.
But we'll still keep getting you content until we can't. It's not stopping. It's just slowing.
We're not stopping. We're still getting stuff out there.
Yep.
I hope you guys are still enjoying it. I hope if you have suggestions, if you have comments, by all means, leave them. All our podcasts are on YouTube. You can search up the Optional Boss Podcast on YouTube. We're also on Twitter and Blue Sky. I'm still calling it Twitter. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And Blue Sky, Instagram. We don't post a whole lot, admittedly. Like, it's something that we've said time and time again that we should. I'm not making promises on that. I don't. Social media is scary.
But that said,
I've never posted myself on social medias.
We do read the comments that we get places, and I would recommend to people, especially like if you use Spotify, you can leave comments on Spotify. And if you heard this episode and you got this far, tell us what Desert Island game you would choose, or which ones of us do you like, or why we fucking suck.
Yeah. Or leave a review. Reviews are apparently pretty good, so by all means, do that 5-star. If you think we get 5 stars, do 1 star. Do what you think is right.
Yeah.
And with that said, we will see you next time.
Bye!